Hello, ladies. Okay, I'm going to adjust a couple things here. I'm going to, oops, I forgot to turn my fan off. Turn that off. It's kind of creating some background noise. You know what? And I think I need to wipe my camera off. I feel like it's seems a little blurry. There, that's better. Okay. All right. So let me clean up. I just dropped some stuff. Let's get started. Hopefully a couple people will pop on here. Let's invite, oh, hey, Danny's in the party. And let's invite some people to watch. Oh, I see Cheryl. I see lots of familiar faces. I'm so glad you guys are back. Super excited to introduce all the new ladies in here to what I've got to offer. Oh my God, it's so exciting. So first of all, I want to thank my hostesses. You guys are so amazing. Thank you so much, Jamie, Kelly, Mary Jane, and Jody. So I could not do what I do, and this is my passion. This is my absolute passion in life. I just quit my full-time job a couple weeks ago to do this full-time because I love this so much, and I couldn't do it if it wasn't for you guys, because you guys are helping me share all this magic with everybody. So thank you so much. My name is Carrie. Carrie Ann is what most people call me. It depends. It's like my family calls me Carrie Ann, and then some of my friends call me Carrie. You know, you go through life and you like decide at one point, like, I'm not Carrie Ann. That's a baby name. And like, so as a teenager, I was like just Carrie, and then it went back. So you can call me either Carrie or Carrie Ann. But I have been doing this for about 8 months now, and I could not be happier. Like, this is literally like the best thing in the world. I fit women for these magical camis. And if a cami is not for you, there's a shorter version. It's called a demiette, and those are amazing too. I go back and forth. Sometimes I'm a cami girl, sometimes I'm a demi girl. For a long time I was a demi girl, and then because I was like, I really was scared that they were going to make me hot. And now that it's summer, I'm a total cami girl because I need this to wick away that sweat and get all that nasty sweat off me. Oh gosh, it's been so hot here. And I can't imagine, I was in Texas a few weeks ago, and I can't imagine dealing with that humidity all the time. At least here in Northern California, it's dry. I mean, then we have the fires on the other hand. But anyway, let me tell you more about the product, because that's what we're here for, right? So I'm going to take frequent drinks. I was super sick last week, and you might hear it in my voice a little bit. I'm a little bit nasally, a little bit raspy. I was so sick, and it turns out I just had a regular old flu. Wasn't COVID, thankfully. But I'll be drinking a lot to try to not cough. So let's see. Let me tell you a little bit why I started doing this, just like a real quick background story, because to me that matters. Like, how you come across the product is always so memorable when you find something like this. I went to my mom's it was almost 2 years ago now, and I saw her for the first time in a long time. It was about a year and a half, and it was, you know, we had been through COVID for a while, and I hadn't seen her for a while, and I was like, Mom, you have either lost weight or like, what are you doing? What's your secret? Are you dieting? Like, what's going on? She was like, nope, let me show you what I have on. And she raised her shirt, and she had this beautiful original cami. I'll show you the style in a second. It's not this one, it was a slightly different one, but same premise. It had leopard print, or it was actually cheetah, I think. It was so gorgeous, you guys. And it was like, it slims you out a little bit here. It's not like Spanx where you get this like intense, like I can't breathe feeling. It's just like a little bit of smoothing. So it's not meant to be like, it's not meant to take like 5 inches off your waist. This is just maybe an inch or two, little trim. But the most important thing is it does smooth out, like, you know, like back fat and things like that. So it gives you a smooth profile. It gets rid of those muffin tops. It makes your jeans just slide right over the top. Like, oh my gosh, your jeans go on like butter. Actually, some of my customers will come back and say like, hey, my jeans are sliding off. Like, is that supposed to happen? I'm like, well, if your waist got a little bit smaller and your hips got a little bit smaller, I mean, yeah, they're going to slide off. I think that's a good problem to have though. But it was like, they were like, well, what do I do? And I was like, go get a smaller size of jeans. That's all I could think of. But they do just kind of gently just hug a little bit. It's not like a Spanx, like I can't breathe. It's just a little nice hug. They actually have shaping panels, like in special places, like in the back. They call them angel wings. I can actually show you. This one has a nice contrast between the color and the panels in the back, so you can kind of see. See these panels are like bonded in, and see how they like in the center they're not there, and they let go in some places so that you don't feel squeezed. And then they like kind of just smooth, like they're actually shaped, they call them angel wings because they're shaped like little wings, and they shape like right over the top of like where you normally get like a little bit of a bulge right there because you got a little fat. Like I carry a lot of fat right here, and then down over your muffin top. But they don't, obviously they're not going to do that over your spine. Like you don't need to be thinned out over your spine. So they just kind of hug in all the right places. They feel super comfortably, but the most important thing is there's no underwires. There's no wires at all. It's completely wire free. They just have gentle compression here underneath. So a little more compression to lift and like bring your girls up. You can see there's definitely two boobs. There's like separation. So you can see like, hopefully you can see that. You can see there's like, you know, it goes in between the two boobs, and that variable compression helps with that so you don't get the uniboob. I should put a shirt on, actually. Keep a shirt handy right here so you can see what it looks like with one over. But it's really, really flattering, and it actually lifts better than what I was wearing before, which was it wasn't a push-up bra. I was done with underwire a long time ago. Like I was done. So let me put the shirt on over so you can kind of see what it looks like with the shirt over it. It looks very smooth. It's a very smooth profile. Should have put a better fitting shirt, but you get the idea. See, very smooth looking. And then especially if you're wearing something more form-fitting, it really just like smooths everything out. It's so amazing, you guys. The most important thing is how comfortable they are. It feels like nothing. It feels like nothing at all. When I first got them, I didn't know how to describe it because it feels so different from what you're used to with your bra. Like you're used to your bra feeling very like it's pushing, it's shaping, like it's, you know, and that's what they're supposed to do, right? They're supposed to like make your boobs look a certain way and bring them up and together and all that. And these just feel like nothing is just supporting them. Like they just feel lifted and supported, but free at the same time. It's so weird. Like it definitely took me like probably a week to get used to it. But once you get used to it, it's the most amazing thing ever. It's like, and a lot of ladies put it on and they love it right away. And then some ladies, they're like, this is kind of different. This is kind of weird. And then it takes them like, and then they're like, oh, okay, this is better. And then they put their bra back on and they want to barf. But, oh gosh, I wish I could do in-person stuff more, because ladies that try it on, they don't want to give it back. I just did a fitting yesterday, and actually she tried, this one, which is like a lighter support for smaller ladies. Like she was like a, not even quite an A cup. She was very small chested, and she put not this exact one, it was a purple one like it. And she said, I'm not giving it back. I'll buy it from you. Just give it to me. She's like, I can't put my bra back on. And that's what happens when you step into one. So the exchange process, or if you decide you want to return, is super easy. It's 30 days. I process everything, or you can, we could do it either way. There's no hassle. Like you put it back in the bag it comes from, actually, or it comes in. Like it's resealable. You can just take the little thing off right here and send it right back. And so, because I know how hard it is to trust like ordering online. Like it's hard. Like you go online and you think, especially if you're like in between sizes, or like if you're like odd shaped, you know, in the sense of like I'm really big busted, and then I have like kind of a small-ish waist, like not a small waist compared to like, I'm not a Barbie doll, but I mean like compared to my hips, I have huge hips and a huge butt. And so when I go to buy jeans on them, I'm like, do I go with my waist size or do I go with my butt size? Because those are two different sizes, and sometimes they're not right next to each other. So like my waist size is like a 36, I think, and then this is like a 48. So I'm like, which one do I go with? And so then I end up just not getting it because I can't figure it out. The nice thing about these is, so let me actually just show you so you can see it yourself. Let me grab one that would be good to demo. The black ones are usually better. You can see it a little bit better. This is what makes these things so different. Like, so if you look at them like this, you're like, what in the world are those things, right? So I know they look really super funny. Hey, if you're on here, say hi. I can see a couple people watching. So I know you're thinking like, what in the world are those things? These are molded cups. And so what they do is they give you a very, very light amount of shaping. So they give you a nice round shape, but they don't squish or press on your boob. Like they're not like mashing or like anything. They kind of let your boob just kind of do its thing. And then underneath here, it has that variable compression to kind of lift it up, like give it a nice shape, like all around, like make it look good or whatever. Hey, Jean, thanks for watching. So I know it looks funny here. Like this is actually the exact same style I'm wearing. It's exactly the same, just different color. But I know it looks funny when it's here, but then this is what it looks like when it's on. And then you could be, so this is a size 38 that I'm wearing right now. You could be a 38B and you could be a 38N, and you would wear the same size, because these cups just stretch to fill whatever boob you put in them. They're just going to stretch it. They give it a little light shaping, but they just stretch. I mean, you can see like how much more room. One of my sister stylists, she takes one and she puts her head in it, and she said I was like, I'm not going to put my head in it. But you can see like there's a lot of room for it to come out. So if you've got a P cup or a J cup or whatever, you could put this on and it will just stretch to fit you. Now there's a whole bunch of different styles and different sizes. So figuring out the size and the style that's best for you, that's my job. So if you fill out the fitting form, I will take all those sizing clues. I mean, even like your hips matter, because if you're getting the cami, you want to make sure it's wide enough in the hips here. All of that matters. But that's why they don't roll, because we make sure that the hips are wide enough and it's not going to roll up on you. But the hips also have this medical grade silicone gripper too that keeps it down, and that's like a huge help. Oh, hey Lori. Oh, Lori, you know what? I'll kind of like revisit what I talked. Mostly I just talked about myself for like 5 minutes. You didn't miss much. I'm just getting into the juicy stuff actually, so don't even worry about it. And I'll post this so that you can watch a replay too. So I'll save it and then I'll post it to the group so everybody can come back and watch it when they're ready. So yeah, I was just saying how these moldable cups right here, just kind of, your boob just kind of goes in there and it just stretches to fill it. And so you could be an N cup or you could be a B cup and you'd be totally fine. Now there are certain styles that we don't recommend, like if you are like an A or a B or like something like that, we wouldn't recommend that you go in a certain style. There might be a different style that would be much, much better. So they always say, and this is what we always say, there's a cami for everybody, but not every cami is for everybody. So there's going to be ones that are better for you for sure, and sometimes it'll make you sad because it'll be the color that you want or something like that. But let me help you. Let me help you figure out which one's best for you. You can tell me what colors you like. I can make suggestions. My favorite thing to do is after you fill out the form, I set up a virtual fitting room for you, and I just put all the colors and all the styles that are going to work for your body into like a wish list, and then you can just look at those and tell me which ones you like, and if you see something else, you just let me know and I help you pick a size. It's actually super fun. So this little demo I like to do to show off the variable compression, because it's easier to see if you're like kind of looking through it with a light. But like you can see how like here between the boobs, and then even like under the boobs right here, like a little bit around on the side boob, and then like over here, like there's different amounts of compression, and you can see the fabric is actually not thicker or thinner, it's just more or less dense. And so it's actually, the whole garment is actually super thin and breathable, but you can see where like there's less compression over the boob, and then there's less compression like here on the sides. That's actually like under the arm and then to the side. And that's so that like when you're wearing it, you don't end up like feeling like, you know how like, have you ever had like Spanx or shapewear and it like it's pretty much just the same amount of compression through the whole garment, and then it gets to the edge and then like this happens and a whole bunch of fat pops out the top, or like, you know, like you've just got these bulges out the side because it's pushing your fat and it's got to come out somewhere. So that's why they call it variable compression, and they are less compressive at the edge, and that allows you to feel more comfortable, you know, so it's not digging on the edges. It allows your, you know, if you want to say your fat, to kind of like relax in places, and then like have the shaping in other places, like the shaping where you need it, like over your back fat, like over your muffin top here, over your love handles. So it just kind of smooths you out. So I was saying before, it doesn't feel like Spanx. None of these. Some people get worried because there's like levels 1 through 5, and they see level 5 and they're like, oh gosh, that's going to be too much. Actually, level 5 is so comfy, you can wear it all day long. I have forgotten, so that's the ultimate cami. That's this one here. Let me see, where is it? I know it's here because I just washed it. Oh, here it is. So the only difference between level 4 and 5, which level 4 is what I have on, super comfortable. You can wear it 16 hours a day. You would barely even notice it was there. The only difference between that and the level 5, which is one more higher, is it has an extra shelf bra inside. So it's got that like extra level. Lori, the material is actually made of this like sweat wicking material, you know, like Nike Dry Fit. It's very, very breathable. Like it almost feels Like, I mean, it just feels like the air is against your skin already. It barely feels like anything at all. And it actually wicks away your sweat so that when you're hot and you're starting to sweat, I don't know about you guys, I get major boob sweat. Like I am a sweaty girl. Like I sweat so much. I don't know how I don't smell worse. But like what it does is it kind of takes that sweat and it pulls it off your body. And then it just kind of dries really quick. Like I just washed these today and I hung them to dry. It takes I'd say about 10 to 15 minutes and they're dry. Like, because they're just that, like, you know, that Nike dry fit material that they use for like runners and stuff like that. That's what it's made from. So it just kind of pulls it away and it like wicks it away from your body and it just cools you off like instantly. It really feels amazing. Oh, so yeah, that is a common question though, is like, are they hot? Especially here in the summer, because of how hot it's been. Everybody's like, oh gosh, I can't imagine wearing another layer under my clothes. That would be burning up. But because it's pulling that sweat off your body, it really does just dry you off. It keeps you cool and dry so much better. I would actually rather wear this with like a light t-shirt on top, or this just by itself. I'll walk out with just by itself. Well, because people see it and then they're like, hey, that's pretty, what's that? And then I can start talking to them about it. But I would much rather have this on than just like a regular tank top or something. Like a cotton tank top, to me, it keeps the heat in. It's like the heat is trapped. And this doesn't do that. It doesn't trap the heat against your body. It just kind of pushes it away, which is awesome. So let's go over like the different levels a little bit, because there's definitely different levels. So the levels of compression, it starts with 1. And I'm going to grab, here's a good example. Actually, I'm going to show you the new color that just came out. This is a really pretty color. This is called Pink Sorbet. Oh, wait, nope, sorry, I'm sorry. That's level 2. Look at me, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me grab the other one. Actually, I just showed you guys. It was a level 1. So the level 1 is actually like lingerie. And it's actually super, super flattering. This is really pretty. And it's got this like really kind of stretchiness to it. Kind of show you. And so it's got like a lot of give, and it does a nice job of smoothing. It's not really meant for like, you know, wearing out around the house, like outside the house. This would just be like for lounging. I actually sometimes will layer this over like something a little more like lifting, like this, like my black one. And it's actually really pretty over the top. And then you've got like a little bit of a layering effect, and it's cute for like a date night. Just wear some black pants with it, black leggings, or like a cute black cardigan. I've done that a few times. And this comes in this really pretty new color called Butterscotch. There's another lingerie line coming out in September called the Mirabelle, and I am so excited. I got to see it at the convention a couple weeks ago. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. But all the lingerie is very flattering. They have matching panties, so you can do the bottoms, you know, with the you know, matchy. It comes in a demiette style. I don't have my demiette because yesterday when I did that fitting, that lady kept it. She wanted to keep it forever. So and then level 2. So level 2 is just slightly more compressive. It's very, very lightweight. It's, again, not really meant for like, you know, dressing up or anything. It's more for just kind of casual around the house. If you guys could feel this, you would want to make a pillowcase out of it. It is so soft. Like oh my gosh, it feels like I have never felt a fabric like this before. I wish I could have you feel it in person, because it just feels so smooth and just soft. It's very breathable. I would say not as breathable as this, but I just wear it around the house. Sometimes I'll, like, if I'm lazy and I don't feel like getting ready, I'll like throw a sweatshirt on over it in the winter and wear this underneath and go run some errands. It's totally suitable for that. But it's more for just kind of keeping you in place. I sleep in this at least a few days of the month. I mean, I would sleep in it every night, but I don't want to ruin it. But I sleep in it those few days because I have cystic fibrosis breast condition, which means that my breast like makes tons of scar tissue like every month, and it builds up and it's really hard and it's really painful, and they get really swollen. And so like even walking down the stairs, like I grab the stairs and I like try not to let my boobs jiggle, like, because it's so painful. So I love wearing this to bed, because normally if I'm like rolling around and stuff at night, it's so painful if they're not kind of kept in place. So I wear this to kind of just keep things together a little bit. It is so comfy, you guys. I totally recommend like having at least one piece of this just to try it, because you'll fall in love with it. And then level 3, here's my level 3, is my new favorite. Now this is gonna make some of you mad, because this is only available in a short, it's only available in a cami. And then it's only available, it's a short style. So if you have a long torso, unfortunately, this one will not work well. But this one is beautiful. So this is called the Lumina Lace. It is absolutely my new favorite. This one, the difference between this and the higher levels, well, I should say that first, let me start with the difference between this and the lower levels is the variable compression kicks in. And it has that lift in the front. This one does have a shelf bra inside. So it has a little extra layer of lift. The lift on the boob part of this is just as lifting as the 4 and 5. The difference between this and then the higher levels is there's no variable compression panels at the bottom. So this bottom part is kind of just like one big piece of just like stretchy, soft, like breathable, like super, it's really thin, like super, super comfy. The sleep bra, that's called Second Skin, Lori. That one's the Second Skin. I recommend that for just about everybody. Like, it really is amazing. It's so soft. And they have matching panties, which I just ordered a whole bunch. And then you start getting this, like, it's called the medical grade silicone, and this one has a dot gripper, and that's what keeps it nice against your hips, so it's not shifting around, it's not moving. You can bend all over the place, and these things don't move. They don't roll, they don't move, they don't shift, they just stay. You never have to, these never slip. Not even one time has my strap slipped, not even once, on any of them. Like, amazing. Even the Second Skin. So the Lumina, though, was just released like a couple weeks ago on the 15th, and I love this one so much. It is so pretty, and like, I wanted to wear it by itself. Unfortunately, it's a little bit too see-through, so you could see. So we put these things called petals in there to kind of cover the nipple because it's so thin over the boob part. But unfortunately, you could see it, like, no matter what I did or how I situated it, you could see the petal, and I'm bummed because it is literally gorgeous. Like, I just want a cute brown, like, cardigan or something to put over it because it's just so pretty. I don't want to hide it. So that's level 3. And then level 4, and there is a style of this without the lace, and it just has like a plain, like, kind of, I think it's like a scoop neck, and it comes in black as well. Level 4, oh, hold on, my voice is going to give it on, you guys. Okay, so level 4 is definitely the most popular thing. The lace cami, and that's exactly what I'm wearing here. This is a level 4. This one, the lace is just kind of the same color, but you can see the lace a little more visible on this one because it has like a soft backing against it, so it doesn't rub up against your skin. And then it has a cute little lace detail here in the back, which mine has the same thing, but it's just less contrast, I guess. This is the most popular style. The lace cami is by far the best-selling style, and I think it's because it's a good length. It's a little longer than, it's great for like a long torso or an average torso. A short torso could wear it too if you didn't mind a little extra length on it, which I would rather it be too long than too short for sure. It has like all the shaping. It's got the angel wing panels so that it shapes the back here. It's got more adjustability in the straps here because some of them have a very short amount of strap that can be adjusted, and I'll show you why, but this one has a longer adjustable strap. It also crisscrosses in the back, so you can take these and crisscross them to get some extra lift, and that'll lift your boobs to your chin. Let me tell you, like, it provides a crazy amount of lift. But some people have like a short amount of room, like a short chest, so crisscrossing can kind of bring that up. If you're one of those people that has to always adjust them as tight as possible, this is a good one to have because you can do a lot of adjustments with the straps. It provides amazing lift in the boobs. Like, oh my gosh, like the lift on this one is, I'm 40 years old, I have breastfed 2 children, and Nancy, as far as wearing the petals with all styles, I sometimes don't wear the petals. I am not a very modest person, but I would not be the type of person that would just walk around with my nipples hanging out all the time. So, I mean, I like to be conservative depending on the situation, and I find that sometimes the petals aren't necessary. If you're wearing like a patterned shirt, you definitely don't need it. If you're wearing a dark shirt, usually it's fine. The times when I find that you need it most is when you're wearing like a light color, and it's because I can just take it out here. It's all girls in here, right? So you can just kind of see through it a little bit. I mean, this is just my boob, you guys. Like, it's literally, I'm going to try not to flash you guys as I put this back in here. But yeah, and it does provide a teeny bit of shaping too, which I like. I have a lot of customers who have had mastectomies and they have a lot of scar tissue. And so the petals provide just like that extra little bit of shaping to kind of, if there's any misshapen, or sometimes women who have two different size breasts, that's super common. And so it kind of like evens things out a little bit, if that makes sense. So I do recommend petals, but you can always try it without it and then get them later. Or like I have used like the cheap petals that come in like swimsuits sometimes. That's what these are. And like I've lost my petals before and been like, oh, just pop those in there, and they work okay. They're not as nice. I like our petals because of the shaping, but anything will do. Or you could even get those nipple stickers. I've used those before. Actually, Ruby Ribbon is coming out with nipple stickers, and I got a free pair of them at the convention. I'm not in love with them yet, but I need to try them a couple more times. I like to try stuff a lot before I recommend it to my customers, because I want to make sure that you guys aren't going to be like, hey, you told me this was nice and this is awful. Okay, so, all right, so we did level 4. I think we kind of got through it. I mean, there's so many styles. The lace cami just happens to be the most popular one. This is a new color called Vintage Blue. I really like this one. It's actually kind of weird. It's not showing up on camera the way it does in person. It's a little, it looks kind of yellow on there. It's not really yellow at all. They have, I mean, they have a lot of seasonal stuff that will come out, like cute colors and patterns and things like that. Like this is the tie-dye they came out with last spring. That was really popular. Those, I think there's not a lot of sizes left in this one, but there's a few. But there's so many in level 4. I mean, it's just because level 4 does the best. Like it's, I mean, I don't know how, I know there's a certain way that I have to say this, because when you're working with like, or when you're talking about celebrities, if they've like endorsed your product, but I'll just keep it simple and say Kelly Clarkson said she wears Ruby Ribbon. We were like, yeah, like we knew it. Like, so it's picking up steam, and it's getting, because they're a very new company. Oh, Lori, if you like animal print, I'll have to check what sizes are left, but you might have peeked this one behind me. They have a leopard. Super pretty. And I think there's a rumor there's a cheetah coming out at some point, and I'm not sure which style, but this is called the Heritage Lace. It's got a little lace trim at the front, super, super soft lace. Oh, it's so comfy. I love this one. And it's very lifting. That one's a level 4. And they do a lot of prints. So they had one called Meadow at one point. And they have, and that Allure, that lingerie, that's got a, like a leopard print, like a muted leopard print. Okay, so level 5, I actually showed you really briefly, I think, my ultimate. The ultimate, the nursing, so they do have a nursing cami and demi. And the only difference is it's got that shelf bronze side, and it provides just a little more lift. Now for me, I thought that when I tried this on compared to my lace, I thought it was a little bit minimizing, but that's not always true for everybody. But I thought it kind of brings, so if you're looking for like a nice minimizer, like if you don't like, you know, if you want your boobs to look a little bit smaller, I think the Ultimate does a good job of that. It really lifts them up, that's for sure. So it gives a ton of lift, like an insane amount. And then the other level 5 is the Diva, and I have the demi-up version here. This is a gorgeous color. It's called Coral, and it also comes in black. This Diva is like really weird with the sizing. So let me help you with the sizing, because it runs super small. My normal size is a 38, and I got a 40, and it kind of worked. And then I got a 42, and it was much better. So it runs super small. So let me help you. It has like its own sizing chart. But this one, you guys, if you really want to be lifted like an insane amount, the Diva, wow, like it's crazy. So I mean, if you've got boobies to your knees and you want them up to your chin, I can help you with that. But it definitely has a lot more compression. So for me, I would wear that on a night out for sure. Like I would, like if I wanted to be you know, the cami version, like if I wanted to be really sucked in and all that. But for me, the level of compression that I'm like the happiest is level 4. And level 2 around the house, and then level 4 when I'm out. So if anyone else has any questions, let me know. I'm trying to think if I want to talk about anything else. Let me make sure I didn't leave anything out. Yeah, they're not hot. I talked about that. I think that's kind of it. I did mention that if we need to exchange, virtual fitting is hard. Oh, you know what? I did want to show you guys, make sure you know how to measure. Where's my measuring tape? Oh, I think I left it in another room because I had a lady here I was fitting a few minutes ago. Let me go grab that really fast, because I do want to show you guys there's definitely a right way to measure. And I want to make sure you guys have that. I'll be right back, like 2 seconds. Okay, I'm coming back. All right, so I'm actually gonna scoot this out of the way so I can have a little more room. My room is a lot smaller than it looks, you guys. It's so funny. My friend who's a stylist came over and she had seen my videos, and then she saw my room. She was like, "This is where you do your videos?" She's like, "That room looks so huge and your room is so small." I was like, "Yeah, you guys are like actually like in a kind of a closet over here." Okay, so when you're ready to measure, you're ready to fill out the form, you're gonna take a tape measure and you're gonna wrap it around just under your bust. And that's gonna be your band measurement. And you want it to make sure, you wanna make sure it's like parallel to the floor. So you wanna make sure it's not like hanging down or like, you know, too far up. So do it parallel. And so mine should be, well, I have the cami on, but yeah, 36, that's about right. And then you're gonna measure, so that's your band, and then you're gonna measure around the fullest part of your bust. So make sure it's like wherever your bust is sticking out the most, that's where you wanna be. And, oh, I have it like on the wrong side. And then you're going to make sure again that it's parallel with the floor. So you kind of wanna make sure it's very straight, and then take that measurement. And then you're gonna measure around the fullest part of your hips. So wherever your butt sticks out the most. If you've got a little mom pooch, include that too, because we need to know exactly how wide your hips are and how we're just like kind of the furthest part out. So mine's about 44, that's about right. And then you're going to probably, you know, if you have, you're going to include like your shape. So there's like a little guide that'll say like, are you apple shape or, Lori, I'm in Auburn, California. So I think a lot of you are in Oregon, because I know that's where Jody's from. And let's see, who else? Now I'm trying to think of all the areas that we've got in here. I think we've got a few different area codes, but I'm in Auburn. So if you're in the Sacramento area, I would love for you to come by. I have a bazillion samples you can try on, and that would be awesome. So anyways, yeah, so you include your shape. And that's more just to get an idea of like if you're looking for pants or something like that. And then also sometimes the different camis, like some are made more for hourglass shapes or apple shapes or, you know, that kind of stuff. It kind of gives me an idea of your overall shape. Another thing that we want to make sure is that it's going to fit here and not be like pushing or anything. Oh, Oregon. Okay, that's where I thought. I wonder if, is it Gresham? Is that South or North Oregon? We're actually looking at possibly moving to the Eugene area, but we're not sure. We got to go check it out. So let me think if I missed anything. I think that's it. How to measure. You know what? I'm going to step into a cami because I think that's always super helpful to step into one so you guys can kind of see, because it's easy for me to tell you like, oh yeah, it's easy to just step in. Let me make sure I've got the right size here. That's too small. I think this is my 38. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll just put a cami that's exactly the same as the one I have on over it. And you guys can kind of see it's pretty easy to step into. But some ladies, you start imagining trying to put this over your head and you start panicking. Don't do that. There is actually, oh yeah, thank you, Nancy. There is actually a way to put it over your head. I have not mastered that technique, and so I just step into it. And for me, I can't imagine putting it over my head being easier. So I just step into it. So here's how I do it. And this is actually really important because if you mess it up, like, you know, you could be wearing it wrong and not even realize it. So you just step into it. You're going to pull it up really far. And if it starts to catch because it's got that medical grade, you can just fold it up right there at the bottom. And that way it won't catch on your skin. And you definitely want to do this while you're dry. Don't try to do it right out of the shower. It will start. Have you ever tried to put like leggings on out of the shower? Oh, forget it. or like a sports bra. That's kind of the same thing. So wait till you're completely dry. You're going to pull this up pretty far, and then you're going to pull it up over your boobs. And I'm talking about, so this is the band. You can see it on this one because it's that late. This is the band that goes under. You're going to pull it up over your boobs, and I'll show you why in a second. It's going to make things so much easier. Okay, and you're going to lift it up in the back, and then you're going to put your arms in. And the reason that I'm pulling it up so high is because it's so much easier to get the back up where it's supposed to be, like up there. Because if you put it on and the band is down here and you're trying to pull the back up, first of all, you shouldn't be pulling on the straps because it's putting too much pressure on the garment. And then second of all, like I have no flexibility. Like this is like as far as I get, and I'm like, ugh. So you're having someone else like pull it up? No, you can do it yourself if you do it like this. So once you get it up, then you're gonna kind of pull it, not all the way down, just about like just kind of to the top of your breast, but just get ready to like kind of have this pull down. And then you're gonna reach over, or I should say reach in, and you're gonna pull your girls up, and that's how you're gonna get them up over the band. And that way the back is still nice and high where it's supposed to be. Because if the back is not high enough, it's not going to support you good. It's not going to feel comfortable. It's not going to take the weight off your shoulders, all that good stuff. So then you can kind of just like, you know, situate things a little bit, get everything situated, and then you can pull this bottom part down. And you do wear this under your clothes, like under your panties, under your pants, everything. And that's what keeps that silicone band against your skin. It keeps everything nice and trimmed and like kind of, you know, and I tell you, like pulling your jeans up over this, you're like, wow, like, I don't know if you ever, like, every time I wear my jeans, I have like this band, like this red, horrible, like awful looking band, because they're just like cutting in a little bit. And then with these, it just goes over nice and smooth and it feels comfortable all day, and it's amazing. So that's how you step into one. And then once you get it situated where you want, then you can kind of like play with the strap adjustment and things like that, get everything, and then that's it. You don't even have to like, yeah, just, oh yeah, Lori, yes. That method, once I saw that method, I was like, oh, so much easier. And then, yeah, you don't have to have someone come pull you up in the back because it's already up there where it needs to be. Okay, ladies, I think that's it. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to message or call, or like if you want to do a Zoom session, anything like that. I'm happy to do that kind of stuff. This is my full-time job. This is my main hustle, so I'm here for you guys all the time. So I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I hope that you please let me know if you have any questions. All right? Take care.